In Japan, there is one product that increases in price when used. Do you know what that is?
I don't know.
Women's used panties. The more worn they are, the more priceless.
Today, we have a special guest. He is an expert on used panties. Ken Suzuki.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ken, and I'm a professional panty detective.
Oh, I didn't know. You are a panty detective. To be honest, you look like a panty thief.
Meshida-san, fuck you.
So, what are you doing as a panty detective?
In my job as a panty detective, I protect women's panties from hentai men. Our main job consists of investigating stolen women's panties and trying to retrieve them. And we are also pushing to put GPS on women's panties. That in the future panties will contain GPS for women's protection.
It seems very difficult to develop panties with GPS which still work after putting them in the washing machine and dryer. But good luck, panty detective-san.
ありがとうございます。
So, first of all, could you share the current situation regarding the theft of women's panties?
Of course, in 2023 in Japan, among the theft crimes that were recognized, underwear theft accounted for 1.3%. It is said that car theft makes up to 1.4%. So it's almost the same rate as car thefts.
In Japan, we rarely hear about car theft. So in fact, is panty theft a minority?
Not at all. Imagine if your car is stolen. You would report it to the police as soon as possible. But what about panties? Most women don't report it to the police.
I see. After reporting it, they have to answer a lot of questions by the police. For instance, what is the color of the panties? Are they a G-string or not? It feels like a second panty crime by the police.
Exactly. That's why the number of reported panty thefts is just the tip of the iceberg.
Kidnapped used panties may be secretly sent to rich people in the US, the same as kidnapped children from third world countries.
Anyway, as you can see, this is the data on used panty arrests in Japan. In 2023, there were 10,413 recognized cases of panty theft and only 4,122 cases resulted in arrest. So the arrest rate was approximately 40%.
That means more than half of panty thieves are still free to run rampant.
By the way, I told you 4,122 cases resulted in arrest, but the number of thieves were only 674 people.
That means one panty thief carries out 6 cases on average.
Correct. Panty thefts are done by a small elite hentai force. That's why when news reports on panty thieves, they show all the stolen panties neatly arranged like a collection on a blue sheet by the police.
They must be descendants of ninja.
Yes, as a panty detective, I'm fighting against hentai ninjas who steal used panties.
I see. Japanese traditional ninja skills are being taken over by panty thieves.
And those small elite hentai ninjas created this image that my beloved Japan is a country of stolen used panties.
Just why would these perverted ninjas risk ruining their lives to steal underwear? If you are caught stealing underwear, you will be arrested and exposed on the internet. It will be difficult to return to society as it is considered an abnormal sexual habit. Furthermore, you never know what kind of person might have worn the panties you stole from the balcony. It is possible that the woman who is not your ideal type is the owner of the panties.
Actually, a 90-year-old boy stole a G-string from a balcony of a family home. The police caught him, but it was revealed that the G-string was actually the father's.
And there was an accident in which an elderly man was found stealing a pair of panties from a balcony and was struck and killed by a car while fleeing the scene. Remarkably, he is said to have breathed his last with the panties still clutched in his hand. He is a legend among panty thieves.
And there is a famous saying among panty lovers. Women are attracted to just a stone and call it jewelry. Men are attracted to just small pieces of clothes and call it panties.
I see. For men, panties are like jewelry for women. So it means for men, used panties are like an expensive diamond necklace for women.
I'm not against men who are attracted to used panties. I think it's impossible for men not to get excited by women's underwear. Don't you agree, Meshida-san?
Yes, definitely. It's a normal desire that men are excited by women's panties. It's the same as women desiring sweets in a trendy cafe.
Do you know the affordance theory? It means that shape of an object affects a human's actions of desire. For example, when a child sees a stop button on the bus, they really want to push it.
I see. When a man sees women's used panties and wants to smell them, that's because of affordance theory.
Meshida-san, I never said want to smell them.
Anyway, actually, underwears are just gathered human waste products. Why do they look so attractive?
Used panties are like artificial colored candy. They look attractive even though they are really poisoned.
Not only artificial coloring, but also irritating fragrances.
The hentai ninjas who succumbed to this temptation become truly addicted to panties and repeatedly steal them.
Once you get your hands on them once, it becomes a habit.
By the way, Meshida-san, you like women's panties. What would you think if a woman said, I would show you my panties right now?
No, it is not attractive at all for me.
That is indeed the answer of a true panties lover. As you, the viewers, who are just as perverted as Meshida-san, have already figured out, you wouldn't get excited if someone showed you their underpants if you asked to see them. Getting a chance to see panties when a woman is doing her best not to let you see, that is what makes it possible to feel eroticism.
Definitely.
Used panties embody the desire to see, touch, and smell what women are hiding.
From what I've heard so far, it sounds like Ken-san, the panty detective, is supporting Japan's panty thieves.
Meshida-san, don't you know how terrified women are of having their panties seen or stolen?
Then, why bother to wear fashionable and erotic panties?
Meshida-san, shame on you. The only reason women wear their desirable panties is to show them to their significant others, not to be seen by perverts like you.
So, how did you come to understand hentai men's fascination with panties? Ken-san, you must be a perverted ninja spy!
Meshida-san, shut the fuck up. Such a fucking pervert man. Shame on you. Now, we, the panty detectives, accepting this male desire for panties, have 3 pieces of advice to prevent the men of the world from falling to the perverted dark side and become hentai ninjas.
So, what are those 3 pieces of advice?
The first is to
If you want to know 3 pieces of advice, please become a member of my Patreon, Meshida Academia. Only Patreon member can watch it.
By the way, do you have a plan to reduce the number of panty thieves?
Ken-san, it is simple. It is to lift the ban on the used underwear business again. In the 1990s, the sale of used underwear was allowed and dealers existed.
That's a terrible idea. Underwear thieves existed back then too, right?
Currently, the sale of used underwear is being suppressed outside of brothels, which has increased the desire for more used panties. Legalizing the used panty market will reduce theft, as people will be able to access used panties without having to steal them. And most importantly, the Japanese economy will be revitalized.
If such a thing happens and Japanese idols start selling their panties they wore at concerts, many men would go bankrupt. Meshida-san, I am worried about you.
Ken-san, fuck you. If I could go bankrupt like that, I would be very happy.
Such a hentai man.
Ken-san, fuck you very much for coming today.
Meshida-san, fuck you for having me here today. Everyone, please follow my social networking sites. Way better than Meshida-san's perverted channel.
Fuck you very much.
ありがとう。fuck Meshida-san。
すいません。はい、もしもし。どうしたの？え？パンツ盗まれた？え？GPS つけてたんだ。え？本当に？わかった。ちょっとまた折り返すね。ケンさん。My female friend called me and she said last night her used panty was stolen in her balcony and she put GPS to her panty and she said now her panty is in this room. Ken-san, you are not a panty detective. You are a hentai ninja.
May the panties be with you!